Okay, Dave, we're on our second session here, and I like what you do with the treats. This is a lot
November
better.
29th,
Okay, this is actually what
trail
I'm looking
run.
for. We're making that Sun article a surprise for the dog. So, you know, Ivy doesn't already know what it is. And that's important because then she really wants to check it because she's not familiar with it. She sees it from a distance and wants to investigate, especially because it has odor related to our subject. So, good job with that. That looks great.
Ivy, hunt, hunt.
So this is really great. You're going to be in fantastic shape after all this training. I hope you're enjoying it. And obviously, it looks like Ivy's doing really good. It's hard to see her from a distance, but what I like is how she navigated out towards the open field, cut back hard, and then continued right down the tree line. This tells me she picked up odor from a distance. It's hard to see because she's moving really so fast, and you're having a hard time keeping up, as anybody would. So don't really worry about it. What we're going to do on the next trails is we're going to change it up just a little bit just to make sure she's in odor. But so far, so good. You set this one up really, really nicely. Now, what I like about this part is this is how it tells you she's really working odor. She's run into your scent pool and also missed the turn of your wife, and that's why Ivy's having some issues here. And this is what's so great about you being not being involved or attached to the leash. She has to do all this on her own, so she completely overshoots odor. She realizes it, and she comes back. And this is what's so cool. This is what we want we want her to do. Now, watch what happens when she gets into this area. Look how she starts working odor right here along your track line. Right here. Look at this. So she's working odor. She's in it. She just slightly missed the turn and overshot it. And what's so great about this is by her coming back, she figured this out all by herself without any help from you. This is what we call self discovery, and this is why doing this off leash is so cool in the beginning. Later on, when we go to lead, you're going to see how your pressure on the leash and your line checking can make big
Good
corrections in her.
girl.
We don't want
Good
that in the
Ivy.
imprinting stage for the puppies
Good
because it's
girl.
just way too much. If they feel too much
Good
line
job.
pressure, they'll change direction, and we don't want that to happen.
Excellent. Good girl. Good girl. She did it. All right. Okay, this is 11:29. This is trail 2. Ivy, hunt, hunt. Good Ivy. Good Ivy. Good girl. Yeah.
Okay, so another really good start. I love how you get this one going. It's nothing but the reward system, and then the dog has to find the article. So you're doing it perfect. Um, you know, the location is great too. You got nice shade, fairly
Okay,
tall
this is
vegetation. That's going to really help
11:29.
with
This is trail
Ivy in
2.
getting her odor on this track. So this is fantastic. So fast forward to the start, and this is what having the Sun article presented the way you're doing it does. See how she comes in, she automatically just takes it. So really good job of letting her go just at the right time with the command, really fantastic. And she heads off in the wrong direction, okay? And she has to recover on this. And again, this is why she's using her nose. She's beginning to realize that when she moves too fast, she overshoots odor. She still moves really, really fast, but she's learning how to correct herself, and that's what's so important about all this self-discovery stuff. Now, right now, this is pretty easy because we're dealing with primarily straight lines and single turns, and so she doesn't have to work too hard at it to make sure she stays in odor. And what we're going to do is we're going to change that up with some of the next trails. As a matter of fact, what I want you to do the next time is we're going to run kind of like a Z pattern in this area. So the first leg, what I want you to do is make it about 100 yards in one direction, and then have about a 45-degree angle gradual turn on the next leg. That'll go for 100 yards, a right angle turn. And then we're going to go another 45-degree turn to the left, nice and gradual, go for 100 yards. And then the fourth leg, 100 yards with a 45-degree turn. So it's almost going to be like a Z or a letter W or something. And what this is going to do is it's going to make her start to detail our corners and to slow down a little bit. But overall, fantastic job. Great work.
Good, Ivy. Good girl. Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I want you to do to kind of slow her down and make her detail a little bit more. So it's going to be kind of like a letter M or a letter W. And the turns can be anywhere from about 45 to 90 degrees, depending on the space that you have. But what I want to make sure is that the turns have a kind of gradual angle to them. I don't want it to be an absolute sharp turn. The other thing that's going to help a lot is at the corners or at the turn, have your wife or your trail layer really drag their feet a lot as they make that turn. They can also take a towel or a piece of clothing or a jacket that has their odor on it and drag that behind them at the turn. This is going to help anchor Ivy a little bit at the turn and make her detail a little bit. What we're trying to do now is make her not just run in a straight line, but be a little bit better sticking to odor. She's doing a good job, but at the same time, she's learning how to cheat a little bit.